Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Mike the Muppet Modeler here, and before we get started I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers, new and existing. And I just want to thank you all for supporting the channel, supporting me in doing the videos. It's absolutely fantastic and I couldn't appreciate it anymore. And it looks like it's just started raining again. But anyway, as you can see on the bench is the Fly kit, 1/32 scale, Westland Wessex HU5, the Royal Navy Service Troop Transporter. The kit number is 32011. This has been probably my favourite helicopter ever since I was a kid. My dad was transported around in them in Northern Ireland during his time in the army, so let's get those out of the way. Let's have a look, see what we got. Oh, there are four paint schemes. I'm not tempted to do that one, really, with the Union Jack on the nose. I'm not really tempted to do that one. I am tempted to do that one, and I am tempted to do the olive drab one as well, but all will become apparent when I get to build this one. Oh, what have we got in here? Grey sprue, clear parts, resin parts. I'm going to have to get myself a razor saw, I think. There's some nice detail in that. That looks like that's cockpit detail. Instruments there, cool. We'll have a look at those in a little bit more detail in a sec. More resin, wheels and tyres, like the rotor blade housing itself, the motor for the rotors, nose section, there's a seat there, two seats, it's good. More clear parts, there's the main cockpit windows. And then a bag of plastic, put that there. Then we've got another bag with instructions, nice large amount of photo etch there by the looks of it, decals, and the colour call outs for the different ones. For the four different paint schemes. So nice. Let's put that there for now. It's a little bit concerning, there's none of that like tracing paper protection over the decals, so I have to be careful with that. Sorry about the rain, guys. Obviously I have no control over that. If it comes down, starts making too much noise, coming down too hard, I'll stop the video and come back to it at a later time. Hope it don't. It is what it is. Nice clear parts. Couple of bubbled windows there. And another one there. It all looks good. No seams or anything like that to have to worry about, which I'm quite pleased about. Don't like dealing with seam lines in clear parts. Have to do it sometimes, but I don't like doing it. Well, stopping you. That's it, get in there. Nice little pressed together bag. I think this is part of the, I think it's a step to get into the helicopter itself. Obviously these two parts have to be something to do with the rotor. Then you've got little handles, and that might be a pitot tube or something like that. Pretty nice, not too badly detailed. Going onto the mother bag. I've got two halves of the fuselage with lovely rivet detail, nice recessed panel lines. Everything looks nice and crisp and clear and clean. Got some recessed lines on the inside as well. There's some ejector pin marks that I think I'm going to have to deal with, because I think the door's this side, the main door's this side, so you'll see this and you'll see these and this through the door, so I'm going to have to deal with those, get rid of those. Yeah, as I said, there's the other side with the door, so you'll be able to see straight through that. These have got some pretty awful ejector pin marks as well that will need to be dealt with. The moulding around the windows is a little bit shabby, so that'll have to be dealt with, and with these ones as well. But I can't really see any flash or anything like that on it. I think it's going to have to be sanded a bit there. It's not a nice clean surface. That's that. Oh, look at that. It's a nice nose. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's been scuffed. I think it might be where it's had the fuselage halves on top. It's a little bit scuffed up. To give it a little buff and see if that comes straight out. But there's some lovely, really nice detail. The panel lines and the reset and the rivets, the recessed panel lines I meant to say, and the rivet detail is really good. I think that might be the cockpit floor. Look, it's got anti-slip patches there. Not a lot of other detail on there, to be honest. It all looks pretty good. Three instrument panels. Hopefully I can give you a good view. This one is, they're all slightly different in a different way. This one's got 4 dials at the top. This one hasn't. This one has. This one's got a little dial on the side to the left. This one hasn't, and this one has. But this one's got a little square panel below that dial, which these two haven't. So there's a few little bits there. There's the side door. Again, show that detail on the tail pieces. Obviously it's going to be like that. Part of the tail rotor there. And you can actually have this either with the tail bent round, I think, or obviously as it would be for flying. So you can do it in 2 different ways. I don't normally buy aftermarket kits unless it's a necessity for what I want to do, and in this case I will have to, because with the rotors out, I'm not going to be able to store it anywhere. It's just going to be too big. So I'm going to buy the set so that I can have the rotors stowed, if you like. So, but I'm quite impressed with the detail on this, I must admit. I was a bit sceptical, having never heard of the manufacturer before, but more. Got a nice diamond pattern for the anti-noise. Nice detail for the floor of the rest of the helicopter. A nice detail for the external bottom piece, or the underbelly of the helicopter itself. I think this must be the rear of the cockpit and the cockpit door. That all looks really nice. I think there might be some ejector pins to deal with as well on the back of those, but hopefully none of it will be seen, so we'll just cut them down really short, maybe give them a little bit of a rub over if I really need to. But it looks nice. Plastic feels, I don't know, a bit rough, a bit strange, so we'll have to see how that's going to react once it's got a coat of primer on it. 2 different colours of grey plastic. Right, first thing I noticed with this, the rotors have got the natural sag built in already, so that's good. There's 2 of them there. You don't have to put them together, they are whole as they are, so that's good. I think these are ribs for the inside, for the interior. This I think is for seating inside. And you've got more ribs, and that's tail rotor piece. There's 2 sprues of these, exactly the same, so you get the 2 exhaust ports as well. Fire extinguisher, some clips or hooks or eyes or whatever. Looks really nice. Then we had the cockpit glass, which again looks pretty clear. Don't think it's quite your Tamiya quality clear, but it's clear. I think it'll look quite nice. So I'll have to wait and see what that looks like when it's all painted up and the masking comes off. A pack of resin pieces. Never worked with resin before, so this will be interesting. I think that's the nose, must be the nose piece. It's quite thin on the edge, on the sides. Hopefully I can cut that with my side cutters. Part of the rotor blade system. I have to be careful when I cut that off, when I cut that away. I think it might even have to be drilled through as well. It's going to be a bit of work, I think. I think these are rotor arm connectors. Seats. Got quite a nice detail to them. Be interesting. There's the other one. I think that's the that goes on the back behind the engine. I think it's like vents, engine vents. Might be able to cut those of that off as well. Bit more bracing, I think. All looks nice and crisp and clear. That looks like Lego parts. There's 2 of those. Obviously the 2 main wheels, that's nice detail. Nice Dunlop on there as well. Then you got the smaller tail wheel, also with the Dunlop on it. Some nice detail there for the engine as well, or I think it's the engine. It's to do with the rotors anyway. We'll have to pay particular attention when doing that. So you don't want to be cutting off bits that are needed, having never done or used resin parts before. I've seen other people use resin parts and having to cut bits off, but well, there we go, there's the rain again. Oh, that's handy. Cut. We have a centre console with some nice wiring detail around the outside there. Loads of little bits and bobs and greeblies. I think that hook, there's a hook here. I think that might be for the like the rescue version, where you have the hook on the side to lower a person down or haul a person up. Some nice cogs and things on there, little instruments. Looks like the collective or cyclic stick. And another one exactly the same. I don't know what that could be, but there's a nice little bottle or something attached to a wall or whatever it is. And what we got here? Some nice small detailed parts. Looks like some struts, for supportive struts for something or other. Very thin, very flimsy. Gonna have to cut down through there and there, I think. That'll be interesting. Watch me break those. Now look at that. Look at the detail on that. Nice bit of instruments there, levers and knobs and dials and buttons and things. It's good. Some more knobs, dials and little attachments and whatnot. I think that must be the winch motor and the winch, because you've got the cable sticking out of there, I believe. That looks very detailed, looks really nice. Then you've got another panel, more buttons and switches. Be inundated with buttons and switches. We've got another section there, 3 parts on there. Have no idea what that's for yet, but I'm sure all will become apparent. I'll put these back in there, keep them safe. Not from anything else, just safe from me, really. And that, my friends, is that. I'll put that back in there. Apart from, we'll go do a quick look through the instructions and everything. And decals. And the foliage. So this is what's in the pack. Got a small book, instructions, a lovely fret sprue of photo etch, and some more there, and got like a fabric sheet for the bench seating and seat belts, which I won't take all that out if you don't mind. There's a good look at it. Got two sheets of decals, really nicely done actually. They don't look thick. There's not a load of carrier film around them either. There's the instrument panel. if you want to do them all individually, blimey, that's going to take some doing. Plus obviously your danger rotors and things like that, and everything. Royal Navy insignia, Royal Navy, handhold, defueling max suction, nice. Check tail wheel lock off before towing, no step. These if you choose to do the green and white version, there's the gold lines to go down it, which obviously is this one. Get the gold and black line going down it. I think that's quite nice. I do like that. That would be awesome to do, but I don't think I'd be able to mask that and paint that. But I think you could weather this olive drab one. I think you could weather that amazingly well. I think the yellow rotors would be for the yellow one, obviously, and for the other three versions you've got those. That looks really smart. Let me know in the comments which one you think I should do, as long as it's not the yellow one or the blue one. And then the instructions. See if we can bring you in a little bit closer. It's a little bit glossy. Well, you got your sprue call outs first. Resin parts. Now that's good. That shows you exactly what you need to cut off of the resin parts. Well, I take it that's what it does anyway. Yeah. Knife for all the red parts. Just to help you out. A little call out. It says just gives you the symbols: drill hole, bend, option, remove. So as I said, all the red is to be removed. Start off with 2 windows going in. I'm not sure on that. I suppose it's either, you can either have that, unless that goes somewhere else, unless it gets fitted somewhere else. Let me have a quick look. See if I can see it anywhere. No. No, can't see that anywhere. So, anyway, it says step 1, so here. So why that bit's up there, I have no idea. But step 1 is putting in the ribs and the struts for the interior. Tells you how many pieces, and there's certain ones that you need to cut parts out of. Fitting a load of photo etch parts. They must be bracing parts, I think, for the struts and the supports. Then we've got the floor, the interior floor, the bulkhead with the door, cockpit bulkhead, and the floor of the cockpit, and the cabin roof, if you like. Then it's the other, then it's fitting the benches, the bench seats into the wall of the fuselage. And attaching the blue fabric. And we have the motor for the rotor. He's a poet and didn't know it. That's a bit strange. There's 3 supports for that. Along with the supports for fitting it onto the cabin roof. Which I would have thought really would be easier to do before you put that in there. Back here it shows you fitting all this together, which is okay. But then this section here needs to have these parts here, and trying to get all that into that small gap there I think might be a little bit of a trial, so might be worth doing that first. You got adding photo etch seat belts and the seat assembly to the seats, obviously, which obviously, I mean, different people do things different ways, but I would paint and weather the seat first before adding the seat belts. Then you've got the cockpit back with the door, the rear of the cockpit, and putting the seats onto the wall, centre column, your cyclics, I think they're the cyclics anyway. Then the cockpit floor with another instrument panel and your joysticks. Is it the collective? Cyclic, collective, or collective and cyclic? I don't know, one of the 3. Then it gives you the 3 versions of instrument panel and the foot pedals, instrument panel cover, not sure on that bit, I think it has to go on the side. We'll see when we get there. There's a panel to put on the inside wall of the fuselage. There's the ribs and the bracing for the other side. So you're just working on one side first. There's the bracing parts, the photo edge parts for that side. So basically that's gone up to, that's step 1, step 2, and then you go through and you're working on that, and then it's step 1, step 2, step 3 for the other side. Then the other bench seat, and how to do the straps with the photo etch and everything on there. right? Yeah, that's the one. Then we've got the tail wheel, where and how that goes, and this piece which goes in there. That is do what? So I think this panel has to go inside of the cockpit glass down the center piece. So you've got like the controls above your head. Whew. A piece of photo etch to go on the top there, fit in the bottom, the underneath of the fuselage. There's the rear vents. Then some extra little greeblies there. Can't see anything on there, but then you've got some extra piping or bits and pieces for the underside. A lot more parts for the underside there. Quite a bit of photo etch detail. So what is that? Don't understand. Shows you've got these parts go either side. What does that symbol denote? That means cut that away, so you have to cut the little circular bit in there. But I don't understand why that's sticking out of there. That's mental. And there we go. All will become apparent when we come to build it, I would think. A few more parts to go on the canopy glass. Some window winders. Some handles and bits and pieces to go on there as well. Some wire to put in and some other some straps and some other bits and pieces to go on. Door runner. I think loads and loads of little tiny pieces. That's for the section for joining the wheel, the landing gear. Then you've got the winch set up. I think that might be a light or something there. So you can either have the light or you have the winch. I think I prefer the winch, to be honest. it doesn't show the winch being on the version that I want to do, so mind you, it doesn't show it on the RAF Rescue one either, on the picture there. There you go. Step for getting into the helicopter, the tail, some photo etch to go on the tail, nice little bend in that piece, that'll be. There's 3 different versions you can do, or 3 different types, and you've got the tail rotor and all the parts that make that up, and there that shows you can either have it open, bent round, have it open, or you can have it so that it's on. And then you've got the main rotor, which does look like that's going to be a little bit of work in itself. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to this one, I really am. It'll be very interesting to see what that turns out like, so we shall see. So on that note, guys, my next video will come after the new year. Hopefully the weather will be better, the kids will be back at school, and I can get in the shed for a bit and get building, get back to working on the links and see if we can get that going. Alright, so thank you again for watching. Have a good new year, have a great 2024 hopefully, and hopefully we'll see you back then. Bye for now.